Do Europeans ever take the opportunity to drive to Asia or Africa? Do people in the US ever drive to South America? While that's possible, only enthusiasts such as some bikers do. Cost of food and lodging alone makes it cheaper to just fly and then rent a car locally. Hell, how many people actually take the opportunity to drive from New York to LA? You could Google the Hippie Trail and the Magic Bus Amsterdam to check out the good old days. There literally used to be buses doing this route in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, popular with beatniks and hippies, until the Iranian Revolution and Soviet invasion of Afghanistan blocked the route through those countries. Grand Krop biked from Sweden to Mount Everest and then climbed it, but he was a bit extreme. Really never heard of anyone doing it, but I'm from Western Europe, so that might explain some of it. Even going to Eastern Europe seems kinda uncommon for us, except for Greece and to a lesser extent Croatia. Can't imagine many Easterners driving deep into Asia like India or China either, but I'm no longer speaking from experience. I think you should be very careful about either of these routes right about now. My family drove from Mexico City to Niagara Falls. There is a fair bit of carry-on in the Middle East at the moment that might make any overland trip from Europe to Africa quite lively. It is cool it's not done in any statistically relevant numbers today, a fake too many thing conflicts going everywhere. I can imagine in practice some are still safer for travelers than some of the drug war-ridden areas in South America, but still going by public transport is easier than driving on such long-distance trips. No permits needed for the vehicle, you can fly back. You can practically get anywhere assuming you have the visa ready beforehand or a lot of time. Africa is harder than Asia on land and also massively big. Middle East is a conflict zone and a geographic bottleneck. TLDR. Rather not. There was that one Indian guy who biked from India to Sweden to hook up with his Swedish pen pal in the 70s. So cases exist, but they are very rare. The area in the Middle East, Middle of Asia, and Northern Africa have become really dangerous in recent times. But maybe one day. I live near the northern tip of mainland Europe, and I've seen Asian license plates. North Cape draws a lot of tourists. I've seen Arab plates too. I highly recommend checking out Long Way Around, where Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman rode motorcycles from London to New York, going through Europe, Asia, and then to Alaska. It released in 2004 and it's brilliant. They also did a second one, Long Way Down, where they rode from John O'Groat's northernmost part of Scotland to the southernmost point in South Africa. They probably don't do it for the same reason Americans don't do road trips to South America. My uncle and aunt, who are in their 90s now, drove from Germany to India in their youth. They still have stories about it, and it sounds like they had some adventures. Some people drive from Eastern Europe to Turkey, so technically it is Asia, depends on which side of Istanbul you will park. As for other destinations, I don't think road trip through Ukraine, Russia, or Belarus to get further would be fun nowadays. You don't go through the Silk Road without the silk. My friend and I walked from Italy to Spain. We wanted to do a small boat to Morocco, but it wasn't feasible. We then wanted to walk from Morocco to Ghana, but they said we would die in the Western Sahara, so we decided to take a boat there, but there was only one and it had been sunk by terrorists a couple of months before, so they were probably right about the dying in Western Sahara thing. On Instagram right now it seems to be a popular thing to drive or hitchhike from Europe to South Africa or vice versa. As far as I know, only on bicycles.